Good evening. My name is Hector Castillo. Existing issues. Countries with existing issues. Argentina Armed Forces have females in active duty. The female soldiers count for 11% of the whole armed forces. Presently, the powers of Argentina are debating and women in the military are allowed to go into combat. Argentina Armed Forces. The women in the different branches of the armed forces, such as the Army, Navy, and Air Force. The women in the Army that have 3 stars ranking her the top female in the Argentine Armed Forces as a colonel and has a doctorate degree. 3-star colonel Dr. Alicia Amato, top ranking female in Argentina. Females joining the armed forces. The women may join the armed forces at the early age of 18 and go on to the academy of their choice to train in the field that they choose, such as being nurses, administrative positions, and others. There, as well as the men joining the academy, must be able to pass the test, determine their ability to be admitted as a student in the academies. You can appreciate the Argentine Armed Forces, different pictures. Argentine military women in combat. Presently, the powers of Argentina are debating if women in the military are allowed to go into combat. Women were sent to Kosovo and South Africa to join the United Nations, and this is the first time for those women in the military found themselves in combat. Participation of different groups. 1947 changed the law for women's rights to vote in Argentina. Women gave back to their country by joining the armed forces. First Minister of Defense, Dr. Nilda Guerre. Precedents for women's rights. History of Argentina. Politics of females being part of the culture. The females came a long way from not being able to vote to gain their freedom and be able to vote. Became part of the government all the way up to presidency. Domingo Sarmiento, a very well-known president of Argentina, was the first one to establish the academies and schooling for females to be included so they could study and be part of the social structure of Argentina. Juan Perón, a socialist, his focus was on the middle class, helping as well by Eva Perón, founding different organizations and helping the females struggle for their rights and freedoms and move forward up the ladder to be accounted as active and cultured persons of the society. And Cristina Kirchner, currently president of Argentina, she's the one that appointed the Minister of Defense, Nilda Guerre. Under the religious groups, Argentinian citizens are Catholics and is rooted in the Argentine Armed Forces as part of their culture. The armed forces have parade to celebrate the day of different saints, and virgins are part of the ceremony. The Catholic Church supported women's rights and helped them in the military to move forward up the ladder in the ranks. Political strategies. The political strategy by the Democratic presidency was the election of a female Minister of Defense and was done for transparency. They were females and male. They were tortured and mistreated by the armed forces of Argentina when combating terrorism. The armed forces committed unthinkable, horrific acts against the female citizens accused of being part of the terrorist regime. Other in South America, active military female forces. South American countries which have female soldiers serving their countries. Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. In many of these countries, the Minister of Defense are females for transparency. All this country had their turmoil as well, and the way to balance things out, they appointed female ministers of defense. All these countries joined forces and served the United Nations in the humanitarian services throughout the globe. Government agencies in other countries. Today, the government has decided to join the South American countries which have female soldiers serving their countries. The joint effort has come from the different countries that are being run by female presidents of these countries. In many of these countries, the Minister of Defense are female for transparency of too many years of brutality against the female citizens of those countries. The joint forces of all these South American countries have jointly served on many occasions in different parts of the globe in a humanitarian service representing the United Nations with outstanding results.